it's Clyde here at Peppermint Soap, and I'm remembering some art lessons from many teachers that I've had saying that there is no light without the dark, and it's a very philosophical point as well. But if you take a white sheet of paper and you paint black ink all around a little white circle, that white circle is really going to glow. And that's the same principle that I'm going to apply to this soap. I'm going to use charcoal to darken up the background of the soap, which is kind of unusual, I think, for a holiday soap. But if you think of it like a cold winter night when you go looking for Christmas lights, well, those Christmas lights don't really show in the daytime, but when it gets dark, those colors really glow. So that's my idea behind this soap. So I'm using bright red and bright green on the background of black, but I also add a little bit of white to really lighten it up a bit. So I hope you like the soap, and let's get started right now. Okay, so we're ready to start. If I stir up the bottom of this, you can see the kaolin clay, and that's probably a bit of the coconut milk in there too. So I add that all first because I like to blend that for a long time just to make sure all the little particles are all blended with the oils. And this oil mixture and the lye is about 74 degrees. I think I figured out why the soap that I made in the summer cracked, and that is just a hypothesis. And that's because I try to soap cool, so I was soaping at about 74 degrees, yet the ambient temperature in the room was in the mid-80s. So I think with the soap so cold and having to put up with that temperature change, that it just cracked, as drastic temperatures tend to mess with things like that. So let's mix this. And let me get the fragrance in there. This is Christmas cheer. It smells fruity and very much like a holiday. And it's not supposed to accelerate. Most of this is going to be colored with activated charcoal. So let me pour my green. So I need a little more of the colors than in those paper cups, so these are the next step up. And I'm going to have green, red, and white. So here's my titanium dioxide. It's going to be a charcoal soap, so I want the white this time to help brighten things up a bit. The titanium dioxide is on the bottom of the cup, so I'm giving this a good head start. Okay, so let me get the black in there. I get it in a powder form, but I like to get a good head start on the charcoal, soaking up some of the oils. Okay, so let's get this blended a little bit at least. Now let's tend to these other colors. I think I will stick the blender in here because there's more soap than usually in those paper cups. I want them to be blended well. Don't want it to accelerate though. So far, so good. Got a lot of air in there too, but I knew that was coming. Now is a lot of stirring, just to make sure everything's incorporated well. Because remember, the blender can get most of the center of the bowl, but not so much the sides. Plus, this is a time where I can get the bubbles out. And it's really behaving well. It's not even light trace yet, so this is good. Let the bubbles come up in that a little bit more. And we'll give this white its own spatula so that I don't get color in it. Okay, so we're ready to pour. I'm going to do it in the mold drop swirl. And get all this black in there. Okay, got some nice jet black. So let's get some of this green poured in there. Again, pouring from about a foot above the mold so that this sinks deep into the soap. And then move it closer. Then I'm going to get the white and remind myself that I need to keep some of this for the top. And then finally the red. I'm not going to put anything but the white up on top so I can get all this color in there. And there are other greens and reds that I could have used, but I want these really bright so they show up in that black soap. Okay, that's good. Now I have my hanger tool, and I am going to do a lot of swirling, even though there is red and green in here. I think they'll stay separate enough that it won't cause any problems to an extent, because I don't want them to muddy, and it's not like having all blue soap where you can get away with it. And let's get the white placed gentle on top so it doesn't really sink down a lot. That looks very cool. My idea is to make it look like a layer of snow in the dark of night. This fragrance smells really good. It's like you walked into a Christmas shop with some fruity smells, maybe the touch of Christmas tree. Okay, so I want to very carefully, trying to find a really rounded spoon like this one, to move this white over the top without mixing the black with it. And this is doing a good job. Good job, spoon. I like it when tools do what they're supposed to do. There we go, just a trace of that black peeking through, and that's fine. Now it's still pretty liquid, and I want to bring it to a little bit of a texture on top. So I'm going to let this sit a little bit. I'm going to clean up my mess, and I'll be right back. So let's see if this set up enough. Well, it could go a little bit more. I've been cleaning up, and this is a good time to remind you that if you're a new soaper in particular, that if you want to wash your soaping equipment, it's good to keep your gloves on because there's still some traces of active lye around the place. Let's check back on this. Okay, I don't want high peaks anyway, so that's going to be good. I can let it sit a little bit longer because I noticed that I forgot to put marks on this soap for placement of a little star embed. That looks like snowbanks. We'll get some of this gold drizzle on top. It's supposed to be festive anyway. As festive as a black soap can be, I'm actually not going to trust that that's the case, so I'm adding some light catching things to it like this drizzle and the white and the bright colors. Okay, let's go merrily down the soap again to get that gold smeared on top. Great. The middle of that can be as it is because my star embeds are going to go right on top in this. Okay, about to cut this, and I completely forgot that I named this soap before I even started making it. It gave me the concept, and I forgot what I was going to call it during the making of, but I'm going to be calling it Twas the Night, as in Twas the Night Before Christmas, and that explains why it's got a black base to it. It's supposed to be at night, and I made the colors bright, so that's like anything bright on a holiday night, like Christmas lights, colors, and snow on top. And I am happy with how they turned out. I used more bright colors than I usually do because this is just like I did my melange soap, and I really thought it needed that white. So one doesn't usually think of a holiday or a Christmas soap that has a black base to it, but I wanted something sort of unique. I really like that twist of white there. And there's my melt and pour star on top. This scent's called maybe Christmas cheer. It smells like Christmas. It smells fruity. It's not like a conifer scented soap, although there may be traces of that in there. I don't know what it is exactly that makes it smell like Christmas. And I just double checked, it is called Christmas Cheer. So it's nice to know that it's colored with this black, but it's something that's nice on the skin. That activated charcoal. And I figured that snow would glisten, so I've got all that glitter on top. Just enough to make it sparkle. All those twists right in there. I really like that red and that green. Thanks for watching, everyone, and I'm always thinking about my soap designs and what new fragrances there are out there. Wow, that's a lot of red in that one. And if you would subscribe, that would be really nice if you like these videos. Check my Instagram for things that inspire me and may inspire you. And check out the web store at vibrantsoap.com, where these will be available in about a month, along with a lot of other soaps. And we'll see you for the next video. Here's my last cut. There we go. I'll show you the other side. It's interesting to see what the soap would look like just white and green. So this has the benefit of both. Alright, we'll see you next time. Bye everybody.